Okay, so the first thing to remember with bridal makeup is it's not your everyday normal makeup. It's makeup for photography and it has to last the whole day. So even if you have habits of a lifetime with your makeup, you do have to think about it a little bit differently on your wedding day. So first of all, you definitely need to wear a primer. Like, your makeup has to stay on and look perfect for the whole day, and primer really does help to do that. So I am going to use the Clinique. It's not really technically a primer, it's the Pore Minimizer, but this will just help to smooth over the look of my skin and also stop my skin getting too oily along my T-zone, which will just make my makeup wear off. So I'm going to apply that first to my T-zone. Also, this will kind of fill in if I have any obvious pores, like a polyfiller kind of effect. And foundation. Foundation, you want it to have a good amount of coverage. Now obviously you don't want to look caked, but you want to look, you know, flawless. So I know a lot of people like to use Face and Body by MAC. I would only use that if you naturally have really good skin anyway. I would tend to use something with maybe a little bit more coverage than that. Just something that's going to photograph really beautifully and last again throughout the day. So I really do like the MAC Studio Fix Fluid for that. So I'm going to use that on myself. And I'm using NW15, and I'm going to apply that with a 187 brush. You want to avoid products that have a lot of sunscreen in them, or a very high sun protection factor even, because a very high sun protection in foundation or moisturizers or primers or anything like that tends to look white in flash photography. The flash bounces off the titanium that's in the sun protection, so you end up with that kind of bright white face and then, you know, dark neck, which not a good look at all. So that's the foundation on. For concealer, I'm going to use the MAC Select Cover Up in NW20. Again, with concealers, you don't want to use a very illuminating concealer like the likes of the YSL Touche Eclat. Definitely avoid concealers like this. It's exactly the same with the flat. It'll reflect off of all the light reflecting particles that are in it, so you'll end up with big white stripes around your eyes. This concealer doesn't have anything like that, so it's really good for photographic makeup. And I'm going to apply that with my MAC 224 brush. To finish the skin, I'm just going to pop some powder over that. I'm going to use the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish. This is nice, there's no talc in it, so it doesn't look very dry and powdery on. There's no sunscreen in it, so it won't reflect the light. And because it's a baked powder, it's very, very fine. So it just photographs really, really nicely. The colour I'm using is medium. Now I am going to use a little bit of bronzer. I'm going to use MAC Golden Bronzer, which is this guy here. And I'm using a 150 brush by MAC. And I'm not going to do any kind of crazy contouring. Just, you want to bring out the shape of your face just enough. And just add that little bit of warmth into it. That's enough bronzer. For blush, I'm going to use Cubic by MAC, which is a really, really neutral, kind of pinky browny colour. It's that kind of colour. And it's matte. Woohoo! It's matte. There's no shimmer in it. I'm going to add a bit of highlight after, just where I want it. And I'm going to use a 116 brush by MAC to put that on with. Okay, I think that's enough blush. I can come back after the eyes and everything is done. If I feel I need a little bit more, I can add it afterwards. So I'm going to do one eye and then come back and show you how to do the other one, just to save time doing both. So this is the first eye done. So as you can see, it's just very soft, kind of golds and browns, just nicely defined, so you have a big kind of wide-eyed look and a little bit of shimmer on it too. So to start off, you want to apply a primer of some description. I'm going to use Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. And I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked palette for this, which is a fantastic palette to get if you are getting married and you're thinking of doing your own makeup. I'm sure if you're into watching gurus on YouTube and stuff, you've definitely heard of this palette before. Just really lovely neutral colours, and you can do smoky eyes, neutral eyes, everything. I love it. The first colour I am going to use is Naked, which is this guy here, third one in. And on a 224 brush, a clean 224 brush, I'm going to apply that into my socket. I'm going to put that more on the outside of the eye. And kind of work it into the crease over where the first colour is. And that's enough of that. Next, I'm actually going to use a MAC eyeshadow, just because there's only 2 matte eyeshadows in those, in that Naked palette, and which isn't really enough considering how many shimmery colours there are. So I think it's missing a dark matte brown, which is what I'm going to use here. This is Brune by MAC, just to give a little bit more definition on the outside corner, using a pencil brush. I'm gonna just work that along my lash line and up into my crease. And then just take my 217 brush and blend that out. Like so. I'm now going to take this colour called Sin and place that on my eyelid in the inner corner, using a 239 brush this time. And I'm also going to put that under the eye, just along my tear duct. I almost forgot. I also lined this eye with one of MAC's chromographic pencils, one of these guys. The colour is NC15 NW20. It's instead of using a white pencil in your waterline, but it'll still just open up and brighten the eye area. I'll just take my finger and soften that. I'm going to take the pencil brush again and go back to the first colour I used, Naked. And just bring that under the eye. Kind of connect it up with the colour on the top lid as well. And I'm going to take an angle brush and go back to Brune and just place it in the very outside corner, really close to the lashes. Just for a little bit more definition there. And to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to use Vanilla by MAC, which is this colour here. I'm going to apply a really thin layer of fluid line just in that kind of a shape. A little bit of a flick on it, just along my top lashes, using a 210 brush from MAC. Then I just want to apply a layer of mascara using my new favourite Hot and Naughty Lash by MAC. And I'm going to use the less dramatic end for doing my bottom lashes, just so they're not too thick or clumpy. So that's opening it from the pink side rather than the purple side. Now I just need to fill in my brow. Just using a Rimmel pencil. The colour is Hazel. Now the brows, now you can see there's a huge difference between filled in and not filled in, but really you don't want to be going too dramatic with your brows, just enhance what you naturally have. You know, it's not theatrical makeup or anything. I'm going to do the rest with an angle brush. There's nothing on this angle brush. I'm going to pop a little bit of wedge eyeshadow onto that angle brush now. And that's it for the eyes. So that's the eyes done. So now that I see the eyes done, I feel like I need a little bit of peach or something on my cheeks. So I'm going to use a bit of Benefit Coralista, which is this colour. And this has a bit of a gold shimmer in it, so this is going to give me the highlight. Just a tiny bit. Last but not least, lips. Now, I am going to do a pink lip. This mightn't be to everyone's taste, but it's actually surprisingly nice in bridal makeup, just to have a pop of colour on the lips, because the rest of the makeup is usually very neutral, like browns, taupes, you know, those kind of colours. So it's nice just to have a nice bright pink, especially if it's a spring, summer kind of wedding. So for lip liner, I'm going to use Flush from Benefit. And over that, I'm going to use Chatterbox by MAC, which looks like a mad pink, but it's gorgeous. Just pin my hair. No, so that's it. Just a nice, simple bridal makeup, nice and fresh. Obviously you could just do a more neutral lip if you wanted, if you didn't want to do a bright pink. In fact, I will do a more neutral lip and take photos of it and post it to my blog, where I'll also post a full list of the products I used and photos of the Naked palette. So if you are interested in getting it, you can have a look at the different colours and stuff there. I'll post a link to that down below. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want to know how I did my hair, I have a hair tutorial on it. You can check out my channel and you'll find it there. I'll post a link down here as well. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will do another bridal look at some stage, a smokier kind of version for darker eyes or darker kind of complexions. So look out for that. Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.